This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Und damit willkommen zu einem neuen Let's Play. Wir sind Stanley im Spiel The Stanley Parable. Und ja, ihr habt den Sprecher gehört. Wir sind Mitarbeiter Nummer 427 im Büro 427 und sind sehr erstaunt, dass heute niemand zur Arbeit gekommen ist. Wie konnte das bloß passieren? Ja, und jetzt sind wir aus unserem Büro rausgegangen und werden hier mal anfangen, ein bisschen zu erkunden. Ich spiele dieses Spiel blind.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ja, wir müssen in den Konferenzraum.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Ja, ist ja gut. Hey, sauber, ich bin am Tisch geklettert. Kann ich springen? Nee. Ja, was soll ich sagen? Wir haben einen Erzähler im Hintergrund, der in das Spiel eingreift. Und wir schauen jetzt mal, was hier so alles passiert. Das Spiel hat ziemlich coole Bewertungen auf Steam bekommen. Schauen wir mal, was hier so abgeht. So, wir können auch nichts machen, ne? Man hat relativ wenig Funktionen hier, die man nutzen kann. Also ich glaube, so gut wie keine. Deswegen folgen wir einfach mal dem uns vorgeschriebenen Weg.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Ja. Das ist jetzt der erste Punkt, wo wir uns entscheiden müssen, folgen wir der Erzählung des Sprechers oder gehen wir unseren eigenen Weg? Ich weiß nicht, wie spielentscheidend das ist. Wir gehen mal durch die linke Tür. Hey. Und nicht alles verlassen hier. Aber coole Bilder an der Wand. Schön, schön. Okay, gleich ist Mittag.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, was haben wir hier für eine Präsentation? How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Oh, hey, hallo? Okay, hier scheint es eine Persönlichkeitsentwicklungspräsentation zu geben. Profits. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Okay. Money. More money. Okay, relativ sinnloses Zeugs. Post-Review. (402) und 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule. But I think that's a stupid idea. Okay. Irgendwie nützliche Informationen oder sowas finden wir ja wahrscheinlich auch nicht, ne? Okay, irgendwo drauf gehen. Was findet man hier? Papers are too... Okay, bla bla. Bla 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 bla. Spring Break! Yeah, Spring Break! Tips for not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation. Okay, wir gehen mal weiter. Okay, hinter uns werden immer alle Türen verschlossen. Oh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay, ich weiß noch nicht so ganz, was der Sprecher hier damit bezwecken will, aber wir sollten offensichtlich doch mal an die Türen gehen und schauen, ob man...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, aber wo geht's denn hier runter? Da kann ich mir relativ schlecht runtergucken. Ne, wir gehen mal runter. Oh, hier ist aber dunkel. Oh, das ist die Tiefgarage. Wollen wir in die Tiefgarage gehen? Ja, komm, wir gehen mal in die Tiefgarage.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Ist klar.
I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Super. Offensichtlich sind wir tot. Loading. Nein! Oh, so ein Ärger aber auch. Okay, also, Anweisungen missachten hat nicht so gut funktioniert, ne?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ja, okay. Das war schon mal very strange. Jetzt prüfe ich aber doch mal hier erstmal alle Türen hier.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Ja. Nein, die Tür geht nicht zu, ne? Die Tür geht auch nicht zu. Okay, wir gehen nochmal zurück. Okay, hier gibt es offensichtlich ja nichts, ne? So, hier. Da gibt es auch nichts. Hier. Da gibt es auch nichts. Hier. So, kann man hier irgendwo rein? Hier?
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office, because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
Ich bin total gut, Hinweise in meiner Umgebung wahrzunehmen. Aber ich bin halt neugierig. Die Tür geht auch nicht zu, ne? Oh, jetzt sind wir wieder hier.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ne, ich möchte da nicht links gehen. Da war ich schon. Ich will nicht zu meinem Boss. Ich will
This
hier.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Kann man nicht auch irgendwo rein, ne? Okay.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Ja, ist ein schöner Raum, ne? Aber man kann nicht rausgucken, man kann sich keine Tränen ziehen.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Ja.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Okay, man kann auch nicht zurückgehen. Na gut, dann gehen wir.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but at last he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Okay. Ich möchte hier irgendwo rein. Da vorne geht Licht an und aus. Ich glaube, ich gehe erstmal hier rein. Oh, wobei ich mir gerade gar nicht so sicher bin.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Nein! Wo bin ich denn hier? Ach, herrlich. Geht die Tür auch zu? Mann, die geht alle zu. Mann. Okay, hier kommt. Oh, das ist eine Tür, wo man eine Karte durchziehen könnte, wenn man eine hätte. Ich bin mir gar nicht sicher, ob das überhaupt Ziel ist.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
So, wir haben den Sprecher ausgetrickst. Einfach mal hier runtergejumpt. Gucken wir mal, was hier so abgeht. Okay, da können wir nicht lang. Dann gibt es ja eigentlich nur noch den Weg da. So, dann gucken wir doch mal hier. Geht die auch zu? Ja. Na klar. So, was haben wir hier? Okay, hier kann man auch nirgendwo rein. Habe ich gerade irgendwas gehört? Hilfe. Da kann man auch nicht rein. Da kann man auch nicht rein.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Das ist schon sehr lustig gemacht hier, ne? Mit dem Sprecher. Okay, wollen wir durch die rote Tür gehen? Ich gucke gerade mal auf die Uhr. Ach ja. Na gut, komm, wir gehen durch die rote Tür.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. You see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time. The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Da sehe ich nichts. Und hier sehe ich auch nichts. Ihr wollt mich alle verarschen hier, oder? Das ist doch dieselbe Tür. Ich gehe da nicht durch. Ich will da nicht durch irgendeine Tür gehen. Habe ich ein Nachtsichtgerät? Alter, ich sehe nichts. Ich weigere mich. Guck mal, man kann sich auch hocken. Ah! Ich will da nicht durchgehen. Da ist es schwarz und ich sehe nichts. Hallo? Stimme? Gib mir Anweisungen. Ja, jetzt ist er sprachlos, ne? Jetzt bin ich extra durch die rote Tür gegangen und nichts passiert. Ich weigere mich. So, jetzt habe ich vergessen. Bei welcher Tür standen wir denn zuerst? War das die hier? Jetzt sagt er auch nichts mehr, ne? Jetzt ist er irgendwie beleidigt. Komm schon, mein Freund. Na gut.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Okay. Okay, ich würde sagen, mit diesem schönen bunten Schauspiel beenden wir die erste Folge von The Stanley Parable. Schreibt mir mal in die Kommentare, was ihr von dem Spiel haltet. Ich muss ganz ehrlich sagen, ich finde es sehr genial. Keine Ahnung, ob es bei dem Spiel überhaupt irgendwie ein positives Ende gibt. Ich weiß es nicht. Ob es wirklich ein Ziel gibt bei dem Spiel, keine Ahnung. Aber es ist auf jeden Fall witzig gemacht. Sehr cool. Ja, wenn euch das auch gefallen hat, dann schreibt es mir gerne in die Kommentare. Wenn ihr das Spiel schon kennt, würde ich euch auch hier bitten, nicht zu spoilern. Ich würde das gerne irgendwie selbst erleben hier. Ich bin sehr gefesselt von dem Spiel gerade. Von daher kann ich nur sagen, ich hoffe, ihr schaltet bei der nächsten Folge von The Stanley Parable wieder ein. Und lasst mir gerne ein Däumchen da. Und dann sehen wir uns beim nächsten Mal hoffentlich wieder. Bis dahin, ciao!